Welcome back, y'all. Today, we are going to be discussing how to determine the missing measure of a triangle. In order to do this, we need to make sure we know what the sum of all of the interior angles of a triangle add up to. Before we dive in, let's quickly review what we already know about angles. So an angle is measured in degrees and is formed when two lines meet at a shared point, like this. When you have two angles that combine to make a 90-degree angle, we call those complementary. When you have two angles that combine to make a 180-degree angle, we call those supplementary. Let's make sure we really know the difference between complementary and supplementary before we move on. Look at these two angles. One is 85 degrees, and we don't know the measure of the other. What degree would the other angle need to be in order to be a complementary angle with 85? Well, 85 plus some number equals 90. If we subtract 85 from each side, we find the angle has to equal 5 degrees in order to make a complementary angle with 85. But what if I wanted to make a supplementary angle with 85 instead of a complementary? Well, we would take the same approach, except now 85 and this random number will equal 180, not 90. Let's subtract 85 from both sides, and we are left with x equals 180 minus 85, which means our angle has to equal 95 degrees in order to be a supplementary angle with 85. Since we have had a quick review on angles, let's start talking about the angles in a triangle. So the triangle angle sum theorem states that all angles in a triangle will add up to equal 180 degrees. This means that using the triangle ABC, angle A plus angle B plus angle C will equal 180 degrees every single time. If you want proof, you can watch the video Proving the Triangle Sum Theorem, also on this channel. Okay, so now that we know that all of the angles in a triangle add up to equal 180 degrees every time, let's work on a few example problems. Look at triangle ABC. Angle A equals 55 degrees and angle B equals 75 degrees. Knowing this information, how can we figure out the value of angle C? Well, we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C has to equal 180 degrees. We also know that angle A equals 55 and angle B equals 75. This means that 55 plus 75 plus angle C equals 180. Combine 55 and 75, and we now have 130 plus angle C equals 180. To isolate C by itself, we need to subtract 130 from both sides of the equation sign. That leaves us with C equals 180 minus 130, which means angle C has to equal 50 degrees. Let's check and make sure our answer is correct. 55 degrees plus 75 degrees equals 130 degrees. 130 degrees plus 50 degrees equals 180 degrees. Awesome! We successfully found the missing angle of a triangle. Let's try one more example. Look at the triangle DEF. Angle D equals 90 degrees. Angle E equals 7x, and angle F equals 3x. This time, we're going to write an equation and solve for x to see what value x has to be to make this triangle equal 180 degrees. So we know angle D plus angle E plus angle F equals 180. If we plug in the angle values from the triangle, our equation should now read 90 plus 7x plus 3x equals 180. Our first step should be to combine any like terms. Since both 7 and 3 are attached to x's, they are like terms. 7x plus 3x equals 10x. Our equation is now 90 plus 10x equals 180. We want to isolate x, which means we need to undo all of the operations on the same side as the variable. We'll first subtract 90 from each side. This leaves us with 10x equals 90. Then, since x is being multiplied by 10, we need to divide each side by 10 to keep the equation balanced. 10 10x divided by 10 gives me 1x, and 90 divided by 10 equals 9. So, x equals 9. Now we're going to check to make sure this solution is true. Take our original equation of 90 plus 7x plus 3x equals 180 and plug in 9 for x. We now have 90 plus 7 times 9 plus 3 times 9 equals 180. Following the order of operation rules, we'll multiply first. 7 times 9 equals 63, and 3 times 9 equals 27. Add 90 to 63, and we get 153. Add 153 with 27, and we have 180. 180 equals 180, so our solution of x equals 9 is correct. Great job! So, our big takeaway from this video should be all interior angles of any triangle, when added together, equals 180 degrees. If you remember that, writing and solving equations from triangles should be a breeze. Until next time, everyone!